Uh,
Okay, so
Edward,
yeah.
sorry, please, can I quickly ask a short question?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, let's assume one is working on a React project and it is shared by pages. But like maybe some section in different pages have the share kind of shared component kind of
Yeah.
like maybe the same section is repeated in some pages.
Yeah. Okay, in that kind of
So
situation,
I don't know how can
you decide on one person to build those sections, to build those components. And you guys, the people that need those components, would have to wait for that person to be done creating the components. But anyhow, we'll get to that later.
oh, okay.
Okay, so not here. Okay, yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure why, but sometimes when you paste the link you copy, you see this weird stuff. You have to remove it because if it's there, it will affect the stuff. So just git clone this, and you see random has appeared beside Boyaskill. So ideally, well, you just cd into random, but I don't fancy this. Some people will come for me, sure, but I don't fancy this because a lot of times, maybe it's because I like using Tailwind and some other things, but I find myself having to open another terminal. You see, when I open this terminal at first, see where it stopped. It's at collaboration. CD random just moves into the folder random. So now the code, if I run any code here, I'm running it from random. But watch what happens if I create a new terminal. Let's say 20 minutes has passed, I've forgotten. I open a new terminal, see where it opens, collaboration. So if I want to run something, inside that random folder now, I would have to cd into random again. I find that annoying to do. So usually I would just close and go back there and open random with VS Code. Yeah. So this time around, uh, if I open any terminal, it's opening directly in random. If I open a new terminal, it's be opening in random. Let it finish loading. Yeah, random. If we open a new one, it's still in random. So anyway, that's that. So in here now, you could just create your HTML file. Maybe you want to have an index.html. Maybe you want to have a CSS folder, perhaps as well a JS folder. Oh, yeah, this annoying thing. You have to be careful where you click in this place because it likes doing funny things. So just make sure you click home, like the ground place, before you create a new folder. JS, maybe IMG, I don't know, up to you, or assets if you want to call it that. So yeah, you write your stuff. What you do, let's say it's a one page something now. So a good way to, I say, get things started is just this. Maybe you can also create an empty CSS file, an empty JS file. So you say something, link CSS, style.css. Let's assume it's named that. And down here, I don't know, main.js. Okay, maybe to be inside JS. So JS main.js. So now, let's say your work has a header, right? It has main. It has a footer. And in the main, there are like maybe 4 sections. Let's assume so. So we have section, or maybe section times 4. Yeah, section times 4. You can just leave it like this. maybe if you want to go a step further, you could just put IDs on them. Maybe, I don't know, hero section, about us, right? About this one is what features. Maybe testimonials, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you could, whoever is working on what knows where he's going to. The person that is working on about knows that all his work is going to happen inside this section. Something like that. So now, what's that? I need to save. Why is it not saving? Okay, so now you saved as a person, as a group leader of the project. You would have to push it back over there. What's going on with this thing? It's playing games with me. Git add. So sorry. Since it was, what's the word? It was cloned from GitHub. You don't have to worry about doing gits in it. But if you created the folder like by yourself, like on your own in your system, first of all, did all this, and you now want to push to GitHub for the first time, you would have to do git in it. But it's not necessary because git is already initialized. If you check random, you see there's a .git already, so there's no need to do git in it. So we'll skip this. But normally, without that, you'll find your way. But it was cloned, so no wahala. It's just add, commit, push. Just remember those three. Git add, this add all changes, add everything. Then commit -m, maybe initial commit, and then push. So usually, how do I put it? This thing for push, the way push is git push the repo nickname and then the branch name. So it was cloned, and usually the default repo nickname is origin. Okay, so git push origin main. I think for the first push you could choose main or master. I think so, but you can't pick something random. But for consequent branches you are creating, you can name them whatever you want. So now you've pushed. Over here in GitHub, you'd see the things you've done. Why is the only index the HTML?
Reload the page now. Maybe that's why.
I just reloaded. Probably because there's nothing in those folders. It's refusing to accept them. Anyway, that's all good, Sha. So now, at this point, you can, alert your group members to come in. So what they will do is, as usual, they will copy this and clone. So let's take it that I'm a group member. In fact, you as the group leader, it's just that you skip this cloning part, but you will still do the rest that is coming after. So as a group member now, you copy this link, you go to your own place and clone. It's that same cloning procedure, Sha. I don't think I need to repeat it. You know how to clone now. Okay, so now...
Please repeat it, please.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, you can see code now. So
Yes, I can see.
if you don't want to take from codes, it's still the same thing. See, this is github.com/codeview/random. You still see the same thing, github.com/codeview/random. Whether the git is there or not, whether the .git is there or not, it will still work. So when I copy this, I'll delete the .git when I'm using it. So let's assume I want to create a new one inside htdocs, for example. Open with code. So the folder where you want, that stuff to be in is what you open with VS Code and say git clone in there, or run the git clone command in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting a bit for it to finish starting up. All these things make it take time. Still wasting my time. Oh, wow. Still taking time. Okay. So git clone, you paste the link. Yeah, so you could just use this. Still alright. So it's a clone, download, all the things. Yeah, so if you wanted, you could, since the folder is named random, where is it? It's over here, random. You can cd random. Note that currently this link, this part is c/xampp is stopping at htdocs because the folder I opened it in is htdocs. But cd random would move this terminal into this folder random. So you see now it's in random. But my issue with this is that if you open another terminal, it will not open in random, it will open in htdocs. And I find it annoying to go and type, cd the name again, because it's not all name that is nice like random. It could be a name like this. The hand is up. Somebody, yeah, Cassie.
Yeah, I think if you want to can using terminal, not VS Code terminal, like the bash outside VS Code, so they can see, they can do maybe and then you open your VS Code and you're opening what you want.
Yeah, you see, all that's annoying. I don't like external things. I like to just work with VS Code and go in my way. Yeah. So I prefer to just close this folder and go find a random in the place it came out, random like this, and then I open this with VS Code. Okay, so you guys can see that if you create an empty folder, it will not push. So
Yeah.
so let's say you create CSS and JS, for example, put a file inside, even if the file is empty, or else your folder is not getting pushed along. So, well, you see the HTML is exactly as it was left, as it was created rather. So now, as somebody who has cloned it, you would open this. Don't touch anything here, just as you open it, don't touch anything. So you come over here and you do what's that thing again, sir?
Git add.
Checkout.
Yes, checkout. It's checkout. Thank you. Checkout -b and then a new branch name. So let's assume that I'm the one doing the header, for example. It's good to name your branches give them reasonable names, just like variable names or functions. We name them in a way that you can tell what this function is doing or what this variable is doing. It's a similar thing with branch name. Don't name your branch name after yourself. Well, except, I don't know, you guys just decide on that, but generally you would name it after the section you are doing in that branch, or the, what do I call it, the page you are doing in that branch. So for example, I'm doing the header, so I can name this git checkout header, git checkout -v header, and it will create a new branch called header, and it will automatically move this workspace into header. So you see now, at first I opened it in main, but now I'm in header. So any changes I make now, I go scatter something, do this one, do that one. In fact, I'm vexing, I want to go and delete everything and save and push. What's that thing again? So add git commit, what do I call it? Crazy, because git push origin here. Now the branch name is what? Header.
Header.
Yeah, so git push origin header. If you tried something else, it wouldn't work. So git push origin header. See, created a new branch header. So of course you could keep making changes and keep pushing to header. To go back to main, for example, although it's not recommended you do that, as the group leader has created main, even he himself is not really supposed to go and be typing in main. He himself is supposed to create a new branch, do his work in the branch, and then if he's satisfied with what he gets at the end, then he will now merge it into main. So to, let's say, to go back to main, for example, it will be git check out main, no -b. The -b is for when you are creating a new branch. So you see, git checkout main, switch to branch main. Note, you can't switch branch if you are, if you've not committed. If you make changes in header, for example, let's go back to header. Git checkout header. Okay, let me even show you something. You notice that main has let me see, something.json. Let me create a JSON file. Let me say rando.json, right? This exists in header, but it doesn't exist in main. So if I decide to check out to main, rando will vanish.
Yes.
A hand is up again. Is somebody saying something?
Edward,
Yeah.
you can check it on the GitHub interface.
Check what?
But I think the major way to see it is to make changes into the index.html file.
Yeah. I want to just try something. Okay, was it because I didn't push, say, commit and push before? But you get the point. This is just a simple something to show you that main is different from header. Like, it actually switches out files. So if a file exists in your branch but doesn't exist in, let's say, the main branch or someone else's branch, if you switch, those files will go away. That kind of thing. Yeah, like they will really go away. If you check in here now, you're only seeing index.html. But if we switch back to header, JSON, the rando.json will come back, and you can see it here. So this their branch system is very interesting. Anyway, so now you've pushed and all. So if you come to GitHub, you would see this header had recent pushes less than a minute ago, and there's supposed to be something else. This should show 2 branches. Yeah, 2 branches. So main, header. If there are more branches, you will just keep seeing them like that. So now these parts, compare and pull request, you can also see it here. So let's go here. So a pull request is like, is where branches are. Is where you like try to will I say alert the group lead that you are done with maybe your section or the work you have been given, and you want it to be merged to main. So you do this, compare and pull requests. Okay. You could, if there were more branches, you could select a different one to compare. So you are comparing your branch to the main branch, to the base. So Git is very interesting. Let me just remind you, because I've run into this issue. Do not copy files from somewhere into your project folder. Let me say maybe you did rando.json somewhere else. You now copy it into here. You will have issues. Trust me. When you start meeting Git issues, you won't cry. Don't copy files. Like especially maybe you have a file with this name and you have maybe another index.html somewhere. Don't go and copy that one and put in here. Git tracks files, let's say by the file, not by the name, by that file itself. So it knows this file and this file knows it. So instead, open this file. It opens here. Open it in VS Code. Copy the things. Open it in VS Code. Like copy what you want to copy inside it. Then save and push and go. Git will not disturb you for that one. But don't change the file. Okay, so you see able to merge because this one came out of this. Everything is just flowing well. Able to merge. So I will advise, don't just create like that. Take screenshots of your code, or rather not your code. Take screenshots of your implementation, what you see when you host it, when you run it. What's the word now? Like when you run it on a server on your system, maybe go live if it's HTML project. So just take a picture. Maybe this one is phone view, this one is desktop view, this one is tablet view, that kind of thing. Paste them here. Let me paste one. Something like this. So you paste it. Once it's done uploading, then maybe you can put a little write-up if you feel like writing anything. The pictures are more the necessary part. Writing anything is not so necessary. It's the pictures, so that the person can at a glance, the group leader can at a glance see your work and know whether he likes it or not. Because looking through code can't really tell somebody that this thing looks fine. You understand? So that's the point of the picture. So create pull request. Now the person is going to get a mail. Your group leader is going to get a mail that somebody has dropped this thing. So you see, he's going to see it like a picture like this and say, okay, it looks nice, blah blah blah. You can write a message for you, then he will merge it, or you can cancel it. He doesn't like what you did. I'll close the pull request. But sure, that's it. So merge, confirm merge. So now the thing that was in header will now merge with main. Please don't delete branch. It's not killing anybody as is there. But if you want something later from it, it will kill you to get it back. So please don't delete branch. So now if we go to code, now we're on main. We can already see that there is rando.json. If you check index.html, you see that the crazy things that were deleted are, it's just like how it was in header, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's it about the branch system. So always you are doing something with people, always create a branch to make a change. The point of the branches are like alternate timelines. You know how they say there's a multiverse and there's a you in there that is very, very different from you in here. Maybe you're a guy here, there's a you in there that is a girl. There's a you in there that is no African, comes from Russia, who knows. So that's just how branches are. It's like you come to a split in the road and you say, I'll be the main guy who will continue going like this, but you just branch out and see how it looks. And if the road is green or if the grass is green on that side, we'll merge and we'll keep moving forward like that. So basically that's that. Is there any part I've not covered? What was your question before, Seth? Abdul Rashid. Yeah, your question before, or did I answer it that time?
The question I wanted to ask is like those shared components, like how do one folder, because I think it's better to go inside the folder, inside the components folder.
Okay, yeah, shared components. Yeah, that's true. So for those kind of situations, that's part of the stuff you guys should decide on. Okay, this focus on the shared components first in those kind of situations. So you can, create a folder. It's usually maybe in your SRC. You create a folder called shared, or you guys will know how you want to do it. You can create a folder called shared, and in there will be like different things, maybe components and stuff. And you can assign somebody to create them, or different people to create them as you wish. Since they are shared components, there should not be any what will I call it, any need for a special naming for them, because everybody is using that same component, or at least everybody that needs that component is using that same component. But that just reminds me, for something like CSS, there's a need for that. So when people are working on their different stuff, this one is working on hero or about, features, testimonials. Maybe as this person is working on hero, he can choose to have, let's say, prefix all his classes, or the person working on the hero section can choose to prefix all their classes with hero. So maybe hero header, hero title, hero section left title, so that maybe somebody in here that has about header will not create dot header. This person will have dot header. They will be inside the same CSS file. They will now start having issues. So it's very possible for 3 people to work from the same CSS file, but just have those little what do I call it, prefixes. If you don't like to use section maybe IDs, you can choose to use maybe your names. Like CodeGuyu now, I can decide to prefix every single class I make with CG. If I'm going to import any image, I will prefix it with CG. What else can somebody import? Well, JS, there's not really much issue with JS, but CSS classes, or other classes in your HTML or IDs, IDs, classes, images you are bringing in. You can put a little prefix in front of them so that there will be no clashing, so that two people cannot bring the same thing, because you all have your separate prefixes. So even if you guys both go and import the same Facebook image, let's say you have one small image in the footer, another one there's another small image up there, maybe you guys forgot to talk about it, and so this person goes to import or download a small Facebook image, the other one downloads his own small Facebook, and both of you name it facebook.jpg or facebook.png. There will still be difference, because this person's own is cg facebook.png, the other person is maybe wx facebook.png, that kind of thing. Something has entered my head. Yes, pool. So now look over here in GitHub. Okay, it's here. Over here in GitHub, this is index.html. There is nothing in main. Main has been wiped clean. That is the main branch. If we switch to header branch, index.html, there is also nothing in main. So the two branches currently, there is nothing in main. But look at our work. This is main branch, but there is something in main. That's because a change has happened online that has not reflected here. So please, whenever you close your work, you open it, the first thing you should do is this: git pull origin wherever branch you are in. So this is main, git pull origin main. This thing that I just did will save you so much trouble. One of the most annoying things that can happen is you wake up, you open your system, you start typing stuff, and then you now decide to, okay, let me save, let me commit, and then Git now tells you, like you are behind, you should pull before you push. But then you can imagine now, let's say, things were written here, I even added more things, filled up a whole section of stuff. If I pull, it's coming back here to this point where there's nothing inside main. So everything you've done is wasted. You will now start having to try to find your way to circumvent the system. It's troublesome to do all that. So just remember, the moment you open your system, you open that project, first thing to do is pull. You can't tell whether your group leader did something in the night and merged your this thing. You can't tell whether, when things happen. So just pull. And please, group leads, if you do merge or make some changes to main or something, please just send a shout out to your group members. At least remind them that they should pull, because that thing is painful to finish writing and you now start having trouble pushing, committing and pushing. It's troublesome. Okay. Yeah, and if you are doing React, yeah, if you are doing React, when you clone, I think the next thing you should do is npm install, because okay, let's try it. Let's find a React project. I think this will be about the end. Not
Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Normally when you are working on React project,
Yeah.
and you push, the node mode is not part of what you push. Is it because it's in Git,
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go put it in collaboration. So now I want to not this. I want to clone that repo that to do dashboards into this collaboration folder. So it's a React project, so you see that npm install thing. I don't know what is holding the system, or it always wastes time to activate. Still taking my time. Okay, so git clone that. So it's going to be a bit bigger than the previous ones. Yeah, so it's done. So let me just cd in there, sure. I don't think I'll open anything else. To do dashboards. Okay, so now if we open to do dashboards, you see there is package.json, package log. There's no node modules, and you know all those packages are supposed to be in node modules. Normally in the git ignore there is node modules because this folder is really large, so it's unnecessary to keep pushing it to GitHub when those things already exist online, and in fact there's a record of them in here. So people don't, or rather people always, block node modules from going in there. So when you come after cloning npm install, this one is for like current projects, like maybe the project was created like yesterday, last week, that kind of thing. npm install. But if you were cloning a folder or a project that was done a long time ago, it is advisable you do this. Because these packages, you see there's always this versions 18.2. This is quite a recent version. Maybe a React project from last year, you might see React 16.4. I don't know. But now the thing now is that there will be some things in that React 16.4 that won't be in 18. You see, actually what npm install does is that it will install the most recent versions of any package it sees. So if that one was say 16.4 and you run npm install, it will install 18.2, or maybe now it might even be 18.5, who knows. It will install the most recent version of React. And there could be some issues with that. Maybe something is now there, it's no longer used, something new has been added, all those kind of little changes that could affect your work. In fact, I think npm would even try to warn you in such cases that you can't install this thing like this, something like that. But when you install with this flag, it will now pay attention to whatever version is written here and install that particular version. So if you run npm install legacy period dev, it will install React icons 4.8.0, even if there is 6.4.1. So the thing is, if a project was created recently, then most likely all these things are the most current versions of all of themselves. So there is really no need to do this. But if a bit of time has passed, say a month, 2 months, a lot of things could have happened. So it's good to run this. Yeah, so that's that. Let me still run it all the same. So if my network is good, then it will run to the end. If not, it can't. Yeah.
Okay, I think I had similar issue with this because someone wanted to work on the project of, I think, 14.something, that's the version of React.
Okay.
So we have to go all the way to install NVM,
not
version.
Yeah.
Yes, because when doing NVM install is showing duplicated stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it took us like 2 days.
hard luck. I feel your pain. Okay. So I think that's that really. Other other things can just happen on the fly, or you guys can work those out as they come. But I think these are like the basics for collaboration. So remember, section, or rather split up the work into sections or pages, and share them amongst yourself. Everybody should collect at least one. But it's not a problem if you leave some extras for the people that are fast, that will finish their own and pick up more or something like that. Because sharing them completely at the beginning, it can cause somebody might be on, will I say, surprisingly slow or unnecessarily slow, and then you now have to collect from the person later on. You can't look one kind. So let everybody just collect one. If you finish your own, although that can cause lazy, everything has ups and downs. It's up to you guys. But share the work. So the person in charge will create the repo. Maybe they might put an outline of things. Maybe there are going to be 4 pages. The person can just create 4 HTML files. Maybe creates like at least one CSS, one JS file. Push to main or master. Then you guys can clone and create your branches. The moment you clone, the first thing, create your branch and go your way. Okay, you can do what you want in your branch, but try not to, let's say, walk outside your bounds. Let's say you are doing header. Don't go and be making changes inside a page or section that doesn't belong to you. Your CSS, rather your class names, your ID names, and pictures, images that you are bringing in, you are downloading and putting inside the project folder. Try and settle some kind of prefixes that you add to them to make sure that there are no duplicates anywhere. With that, you can work in the same CSS file, no problem. All those, life will be smooth for you guys. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see Node Modules now has this wonderful plenty things inside. Okay, so I think we can end for today. Any more questions or something like that? Nothing. So we end then. What's going on? So yeah, I was hearing your talk with Dubem. Yeah, I'm sure the reason why he was reluctant to go to the kitchen was because of the lesson. The lesson I'm holding. Yeah, it's part of the lesson. JavaScript now. On Saturdays and Sundays, I hold JavaScript lessons. You are doing that. Lesson Saturday and Sunday. And it's part of it. No, yeah. Tasty Tom and rich tomato mix. Tasty Tom for tasty meals good for you. So discover. I don't know. I'm teaching them how to also be able to politely say their all of you. Just shown a cut birthday cake. It will be a huge so what will happen? I have not heard like, that's how you used to do it. You will not want to talk. I will be telling you, try and talk. You know. So all these things are training so that the bigger world does not look so tough for me. Thank you for telling me that. I'm not even aware. But this time around, I have not had OPM. And you should not do that with fire sound to the reform and be stopping like I didn't do anything. Let it, gradually, you will turn into a very strong man like that. So thanks for telling me that. Yeah. You know why I say it. Yeah, I understand.
That's it. Huh? Okay. Hello? I beg, let me tell you because my phone died. I was using my phone as hotspot. I didn't know the thing just died. Yeah, I just want to yeah. Yeah.